And then you showed up. You went right to did you go right to team 3 after that?
I did. Showed up in November of 2004, and there was 3 slots open for JOs immediately, and they went to all Naval Academy guys. I got stuck in ops, working with a great guy,
right on.
that we both know,
Yeah.
and I absolutely looked out for me, and so sent me to free fall right away. And then when I finished that up, he's like, "Hey, do you want to go join the boys overseas?" Because Team 3 was deployed at the time. I'm like,
yeah.
So was shortly after December, found myself on a plane and arrived in Baghdad, and balling. I was finally in the game. Yeah. I was there. That's half the battle, and I loved it.
Yeah. And then what were you doing? Just tagging along with the boys?
So yes.
Or did they give you some strange job description, but it just meant hang out and wait to go on ops?
So working in the Jock, naturally as an assistant operations officer, but there was another SEAL team that was there. Remember, they were dual deployed alongside SEAL Team 3, and fell in with the platoon commander quickly, and he's like, "Hey, jump on the Humvees. You're a 50 cal gunner.
Yep.
When we go out, just watch us do our thing. Set up a cordon with the vehicles, and slowly learn." And so every time they would go out, I would jump in the Humvee as a 50 cal gunner, and I was in heaven.
Yeah,
I was in absolute heaven.
Doesn't get any better. You're just freaking stoked. Yeah. And then you came back, so you come home from that deployment, and then you get put into. Did you get a platoon the next time, or did you get stuck being ops again in that task unit?
So I got stuck. This is like good deals for good SEALs.
Yeah.
I got stuck as TU Charlie OPSO.
Oh, get some.
And so again, the other slots were full. I'd have to wait for an AOIC. It would mean I still get to deploy. It's a double benefit when you look at it at the end of the day. Yeah. I actually get 2 deployments. Those guys, after they're done with their assistant platoon commander tour, have to go elsewhere. And so it actually was a blessing in disguise.
And then, okay, so you're in that task unit, and interestingly, that task unit is in the book Extreme Ownership in a very short passage, and I was looking at it to think about what we said about it. But there was a task unit at SEAL Team 3 at the time, and the task unit commander and one of the platoon commanders, they didn't get along. They had issues with each other, and they couldn't put it aside. They just couldn't put it aside. And even the commanding officer, again, this is in the book, and the commanding officer said, "Hey, look, I'll tell you what. I know you two have issues." Because they had both come to him separately, and I'm probably screwing up the story, but it was something like this. They both came to him and said, "Hey, look, I can't work with this guy." And the other guy says, "I can't work with this guy." And he brings them together and says, "Look, it's Friday. By Monday, come in here and tell me how you two are going to work together. Understand?" And they're like, "Yeah, got it, sir." They come in Monday, and what do they say? "I can't work with him. I can't work with him." And he goes, "Okay, you guys can't work together. Guess what? You're fired." And he fired both of them, which was a great move, actually. I think it was a good move. If you've got 2 people that can't figure out how to work together under the threat of being fired from your job, that's a real problem, especially if you can't substantiate it. I mean, if you can't go in there and say, "Listen, here's the reasons why I can't work with this guy. It's this, this, and this," because obviously they had the opportunity to do that. And there's situations where you could say, "Look, I can't work with this guy. He's immoral, or he's unethical, or he treats everyone horribly, and I can't sit there and watch this happen." Like, there's reasonable arguments that you could make where you literally can't work with someone. But when you can't even substantiate an argument as to why you can't work with someone, and then you get told, "Okay, I get it, and I don't hear any real reasons, so you two go figure it out," and you come back and say, "No, it's not happening," seems to me like a good move. Is, okay, neither one of these guys I trust to go overseas and form relationships with other military units and foreign military units and do their job properly. And he fired them both.